I still remember the exact second the knife went in. Thanksgiving, 2024. The dining room smelled like sage and betrayal. My little sister Lauren's voice sliced through the clatter of silverware like a shard of glass. You were supposed to help me, not buy yourself an ocean view palace. Every head snapped toward me. Forks froze halfway to mouths. My mother's wine glass hovered an inch from her lips. And I just sat there, heart hammering against my ribs, staring at the turkey I suddenly couldn't swallow. Because all I'd said, casually, stupidly, was that I'd closed on a condo in South Beach. A place with salt air and sunrise over turquoise water. A place I'd bled 10 years for. And in that moment I realized, to them, my success wasn't pride. It was theft. My name is Evelyn, 33, Senior Land Acquisitions Director for Apex Coastal. I've flown red ice to dying towns in Georgia, sweet-talked furious landowners at 2 a.m., eaten cold gas station sandwiches in rental cars so many nights I lost count. I started as the girl who photocopied soil reports for free. I ended up the woman who decides whether entire neighborhoods get built or buried. Lauren, 29, professional dreamer. She's had 12 jobs in 8 years. Every single one ended the same way. They didn't get my vision. Mom and Dad always nodded, stroked her hair, told her the world just wasn't ready for someone so special. I used to think they were protecting her. Now I know they were starving her. That night at the table, Mom set her glass down so hard the stemless red sloshed onto the white cloth like blood. Evelyn, really? Was this the moment to brag about a multi-million-dollar condo when your sister can't even afford rent? Pow! I felt the word land between my shoulder blades. I tried to laugh it off. It's not bragging if I paid for myself. Lauren's eyes filled with perfect, practiced tears.
Ömer barely surviving, Ev.
And you're out here living like a Kardashian. Do you even think about anyone but yourself? Dad cleared his throat the way he does when he's about to deliver a verdict. Family helps family, Evelyn. Always has. Except it never helped me. Not once. I felt every pair of eyes pinning me to the chair like a butterfly on corkboard. My own mother looking at me like I'd stolen something that rightfully belonged to Lauren. I left before dessert. Drove home through Atlanta's sodium lights with the heat on full blast even though it was 60 degrees outside because I was shaking so hard my teeth chattered. I told myself that was the worst of it. It wasn't even close. 2 weeks later, I'm in the middle of the biggest deal of my career, 300 acres on the Carolina coast, 9-figure implications, when my phone lights up with Mom's name. I silence it. Then it rings again. And again. I finally answer in the hallway outside the boardroom. Mom doesn't even say hello. Lauren got fired. Again. She's devastated. You need to fix this. Mom. You have connections, Evelyn. You could get her something at Apex. Something real. Not another dead-end gig. She deserves. She deserves. I hiss, voice low so my colleagues don't hear. She lasted 6 weeks at the last place. Showed up late, left early, spent half her day on TikTok. She's sensitive. She needs support. She needs a reality check. Silence. Then, colder than I've ever heard her. If you don't help your sister, you are no daughter of mine. Click. I stood there staring at my phone like it had grown teeth. That night, I poured a glass of wine I didn't taste and stared out my floor-to-ceiling windows at the Atlanta skyline. And for the first time in my life, I let myself think the unthinkable. What if I just stopped? What if I stopped apologizing for winning? A week later, I'm at Mom's house grabbing a box of old tax documents when I hear Lauren on speakerphone in the living room, laughing that bright, careless laugh I used to envy. Yeah, it's basically done. Evelyn's gonna hook me up with a director-level marketing position at Apex. I mean, she kinda owes me after that whole condo thing. Finally, I'll make real money. My blood turned to dry ice. She hadn't asked. She'd already told the world it was happening. I walked out without the box. Drove straight home. And something inside me snapped clean in half. So when they came for me, because of course they did, I was ready. It's 2 days before Christmas. Doorbell rings. I open it to find all 3 of them on my doorstep, like a jury. Mom starts crying immediately. Dad's jaw is granite. Lauren stands behind them clutching a tissue, like a prop. Mom. She's sleeping on our couch, Evelyn. Our retirement savings are almost gone keeping her afloat. You have to give her a job. I lean against the doorframe, calm. I do have an opening. Hope flickers across their faces. I smile the coldest smile I've ever worn. I just closed on the Miami condo. It's sitting empty most of the year. I need a live-in housekeeper. Fair wage, benefits, her own bedroom. She can start January 1st. You could have heard a snowflake land. Lauren's mouth actually falls open. You want me to clean your toilets? I want you to work. Like I did. Like everyone does. Dad, find his voice first. She has a communications degree. Then she can communicate with Indeed. Mom steps forward, trembling with rage. This is cruel.
No, ma'am.
Cruel was watching you teach her that effort is optional. Lauren's face goes scarlet. I'm not your maid. You're not anything right now, I say quietly. But you could be employed.
Doors open.
They stared at me like I'd grown horns. Dad, you'll regret this. I already regretted the last 10 years of carrying her. I'm done. They left. Door slammed so hard the hinges rattled. Radio silence for weeks. Then January rolls around and I get a call from HR at a partner firm. Evelyn, quick question, your sister listed you as a reference for a senior project manager role. 6-figure. Can you confirm her 8 years of commercial real estate experience? I almost laughed. She has 0 years. I cannot and will not recommend her. 2 hours later, my phone explodes. Mom screaming. Dad cursing. Lauren posting 10-paragraph Instagram stories about toxic siblings who'd rather watch you drown than throw a rope. I turned my phone off for 3 days. When I turned it back on, there was one new voicemail from Lauren. Her voice small, cracked, nothing like the girl who once laughed about my debt to her. I got rejected. They said I threatened to sue when they asked for actual references. I didn't know it would go that far. I was just so mad.
Sorry, Ev.
I think you were right. I saved the message.
Didn't reply.
Spring came. I heard through my aunt that Lauren took a receptionist job at a dentist's office. She shows up on time now. She's saving for her own place. Mom and Dad sold their second car to cover bills and finally stopped writing Lauren's excuses. I got promoted to vice president. Bought a second property, this one in Asheville, mountains instead of ocean. Nobody asked me to share it. One night in May, I'm on the Miami balcony, city lights glittering on black water, when a text pops up from an unknown number. It's Lauren. I started night classes. Real estate licensing course. I hate that you were right, but thank you for not letting me keep drowning in easy. One day I'm going to buy my own damn view, and I'll invite you over if you'll come. I stared at those words until the screen went dark. Then I typed back. Earn it first. Then we'll talk. I hit send, set the phone face down, and watched the moon climb over the Atlantic. I used to think family was the people who share your blood. Turns out family is the people who refuse to let you stay small, even when it hurts them to say it. So, here's my question to you. If the person you love most expected you to set yourself on fire to keep them warm, would you hand them the match? Or would you finally walk away with the flames still in your own hands? Let me know in the comments. And if this story hit you in the chest the way it still hits me, share it. Someone out there needs to hear they're allowed to stop apologizing for surviving. I'll see you in the next one.